Welcome back into the Marc Cox Show. Got into that break a little late. I need to get to my guest who's been patiently holding here for a couple of minutes, and I apologize. Tonya J Powers from Fox News Radio. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon.
Good. We've been talking a lot about who President-elect Trump might put in his cabinet, and the question of Rudy Giuliani has come up a number of times. What's the speculation on what role he might play in this?
Well, I mean, I think Attorney General is the thing that most of us keep hearing over and over. Certainly wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. I don't think it would shock a lot of people if he were named that, or something in the DOJ or White House counsel, something to that effect. I mean, he was a very strong surrogate for President-elect Trump before he, was elected. I mean, it seemed like he was in our building here at Fox News 3 times a week, at least in the run-up to the last days of the election. And he was a very vocal supporter of his.
Yeah, I've wondered, because I heard Mr. Trump say in that 60 Minutes interview, kind of seemed to be waffling on whether or not he would prosecute Hillary Clinton or push for her prosecution. And Rudy Giuliani never seemed to have that hesitation up to and after the election. So if he becomes Attorney General, it seems to increase the odds that something like that might continue forward.
Yeah, that would if he turned him loose with that, I would expect that. But you're right. When we heard the 60 Minutes interview that he gave, he did he said he didn't want to hurt the Clintons. Spoke a little more favorably than what we had been accustomed to hearing at the rallies, which was basically lock her up, and said during a debate that he was going to appoint a special prosecutor if he was elected, and that she should be in jail. Which this is quite a bit softer than all of that.
Tonya, I'm trying to remember back, and my memory just fails me, of how quickly in the past presidents-elect have named these people to these positions, or at least come out with a list. Is Trump doing this kind of early, or do we know when he may announce his thoughts on several of these cabinet-level positions?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it seems like I read something in the last day or so that President Obama, once he was elected, like within 48 hours, I think he had already chosen his chief of staff and started naming some of the big appointments. We didn't learn who President-elect Trump's chief of staff was going to be until yesterday, when we learned that Reince Priebus had been named to that position, and then Stephen Bannon, who has been given a title of chief strategist and senior counselor, and that dynamic will be interesting to watch as well with those two.
Yeah, there's a Wall Street Journal story out today that says that the Trump people were shocked to find out there were like 4,000 positions they had to fill. Yes,
that the staff of the White House. There's not just a staff that stays there for each administration. They actually have to rehire all of those positions and fill all of those positions. I think there seems to be some confusion over that. Apparently, they from the sources that have been quoted, that they did not realize that.
They didn't know that. All right. Well, thank you, Tonya J Powers from Fox News Radio. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, we appreciate that. Interesting. So so it appears that even in Washington and New York, where people are reporting on this, that Rudy Giuliani is still at the top of that list somewhere when it comes to who might be appointed Attorney General. He apparently is still the favorite. I'm not sure that Chris Christie is in the running anymore, to be honest. I heard, I don't know if it was sour grapes or not, there was a story that came out last night that a former Christie official, top Christie official, said that a year ago, sometime in 2015, Trump had confided in Christie that he didn't think he'd be in the race past that October, and that after that happened, he was going to throw his support behind Christie. And then lo and behold, look how this has turned out, huh? And now with Bridgegate, I'm not sure. I'm sorry, Rose. You're going to have to speak into the mic. I can't hear.